Well, I'll tell you, it's not going to be Alex Ovechkin. He tops the list at $9,700, and he's hosting a Chicago club that will start Fleury in goal. And as AJ would know, the flower is rolling, allowing only 9 goals against in his last 6 games. He also has a long book of knowledge against the grade 8 as a former division foe. So I fade the Caps leader tonight. Instead, I look at the most obvious top option that I would consider as Jonathan Huberdeau of the Panthers for his favorable matchup. $7,000 the price tag. He has the softer matchup, as I say, against the visiting Sabres, and has been better than a point a game player this season on the high octane Panthers offense. You know his ownership is going to be high tonight. For me, though, the best bet in this range appears when I look at the Minnesota Wild's Kirill Kaprizov to continue to build on his recent hot streak. He's tied with the grade 8 with 15 points in his last 10 games, added 32 shots on goal in the last 10 tilts, and he faces a Devils club that's given up 20 goals in their last 6 games. I think he's going to have much lower ownership when compared to the other wingers in this high-rent district if the DK board, but he has a more favorable matchup than most of the other big prices on the board there.
Dude almost scored 40 DK fantasy points like a week ago. That's insane against Winnipeg. AJ, what do you want to do here at Wingman? Who are you paying up for?
Well, I don't know if it's, paying up, but at Andrei Svechnikov at 6,700, I think you absolutely have to use him tonight. Look, I mentioned the Hurricanes here. The Senators are a disaster. They're using backup netminder Anton Forsberg tonight, who's 0-4-0 with a 5.18 goals against average in his 5 outings here. With just 1 goal in his last 14 games, that might lower the drafted percentage here for Svechnikov and scare them off a little bit. But at that price, at 6,700 with that matchup, I just can't see how you pass up on him tonight.
Okay, Pete, who can you absolutely not pass up on at wing?
I'll go with someone in the middle range. I think you can't pass up on exposure to the Dallas Stars top line, Roope Hintz, Jason Robertson, Joe Pavelski. Those guys were absolutely buzzing the whole game the other day against the Carolina Hurricanes, one of the elite teams in the league. And therefore, I would say that a lineup lock for me is Jason Robertson this year, averaging double-digit DraftKings fantasy points per game. So far, 10.8, has been really productive and has been instrumental in Hintz turning his season around. Our rankings on NHL.com/fantasy for most fantasy formats have Roope Hintz back in the top 100 forwards, back in the top 100 overall players as well. And certainly Robertson joins him. That's one of the better duos in the league when they're healthy, and they are right now. So I'll go Jason Robertson for a very moderate price of $4,800.